The debate on fluoride in drinking water. Is it safe? Few topics in public health spark as much heated debate as fluoride in drinking water. On one side, advocates argue that it's a powerful tool for preventing tooth decay and boosting community dental health. On the other, critics point to potential health risks and environmental concerns. With differing opinions dominating discussions across forums, understanding the nuances of this debate is crucial. Fluoride's addition to drinking water has impacted billions globally. Yet how safe and necessary it is remains a divisive question. Let's explore the history, science, benefits, risks, and ongoing global perspectives that shape the discourse around fluoride in drinking water. What is fluoride? Fluoride is a mineral found naturally in soil, water, and various foods. Its chemical composition, as a compound of fluorine, allows it to strengthen teeth by integrating into the dental enamel structure. While present in trace amounts in many water sources, higher concentrations can be found in certain geological areas. Fluoride's dental benefits have been recognized since the early 20th century, when researchers noticed lower cavity rates among populations with naturally fluoridated water. From then on, fluoride became synonymous with dental care, from toothpaste to professional treatments. Why is fluoride added to drinking water? The practice of adding fluoride to public water supplies, known as water fluoridation, aims to reduce the prevalence of dental cavities on a large scale. This preventive health measure began in the United States in the 1940s and has since been endorsed by numerous global health organizations. Authorities like the World Health Organization, WHO, argue that fluoridated water helps to level the playing field, ensuring even the poorest populations benefit from better dental health. Proponents highlight the ease and cost-effectiveness of this public health measure, particularly for children. Historical background of water fluoridation. Water fluoridation traces back to the early 20th century, beginning in Grand Rapids, Michigan in 1945. This landmark experiment yielded a 60% reduction in dental decay among children and set a precedent for communities worldwide. Over the decades, fluoridation has been embraced, challenged, and revisited by various countries. While the US and many other nations continue to endorse it, others, like parts of Europe, have moved away from fluoridation, citing different reasons, from logistical challenges to public pressure. The scientific evidence supporting fluoridation. Numerous studies back the efficacy of water fluoridation in reducing cavities. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, calls fluoridation one of the 10 greatest public health achievements of the 20th century. Research consistently shows lower rates of dental decay in fluoridated communities compared to non-fluoridated ones. Health organizations like the American Dental Association, ADA, and WHO stand firmly in support of fluoride use, citing its proven track record. However, critics argue that much of the research relies on outdated methodologies or fails to consider long-term health effects comprehensively. Health benefits of fluoride in drinking water. The primary advantage of water fluoridation is its role in reducing dental cavities. By strengthening the enamel, fluoride makes teeth more resistant to acid attacks from bacteria and sugars in the mouth. This benefit is particularly significant for children as their teeth develop. Beyond dental health, fluoridation programs are considered a cost-saving measure for healthcare systems. Preventing cavities reduces the need for fillings, extractions, and other costly dental treatments, saving communities millions of dollars annually. Yet for some, the debate continues about whether these benefits justify mass water fluoridation. Criticisms and concerns. Regarding fluoridation, despite endorsements from many health organizations, water fluoridation has its fair share of critics. Opponents argue that adding fluoride to drinking water violates individual rights and poses potential health risks that are not adequately addressed. Many believe it should be an individual's choice to use fluoride rather than a government-imposed mandate. One common criticism is the concern over medicating the population without informed consent. Critics claim that because fluoride is a chemical intended to prevent disease, it should be treated like any medication, requiring informed consent for usage. Furthermore, some highlight the ethical question of whether it is appropriate to administer fluoride to people who might not need it, such as those without dental health problems. Others worry about potential overexposure. People get fluoride from various sources: toothpaste, dental treatments, processed foods, and tea. When fluoride exposure is cumulative, skeptics argue it could increase the risk of health issues. Potential health risks. Associated with fluoride, critics often point to potential adverse health effects linked to long-term fluoride consumption. Here are some of the primary concerns. 1. Dental fluorosis, a well-documented effect of excessive fluoride exposure during childhood. Dental fluorosis results in discoloration and mottling of the teeth. which, while primarily cosmetic, raises concerns about systemic overexposure. 2. Skeletal fluorosis. While rarer in regions with controlled fluoridation, skeletal fluorosis occurs in parts of the world with naturally high fluoride levels. It leads to joint pain and stiffness, and in severe cases, bone deformities. Critics question whether consistent exposure from multiple sources could pose a risk over decades. 3. Neurological effects. Emerging research suggests a possible link between high fluoride levels and neurological development, particularly in children. Some studies suggest that excessive fluoride exposure could be associated with lower IQ scores, sparking further investigation into this claim. 4. Endocrine disruption. Concerns about fluoride's effect on the thyroid gland have also surfaced. Fluoride can interfere with iodine uptake, essential for thyroid health, leading to hypothyroidism in susceptible populations. While the evidence remains inconclusive, it has generated enough concern for some researchers to call for more studies. Fluorosis. What you need to know: dental fluorosis is a visible indicator of excessive fluoride intake. It primarily affects children whose teeth are still developing and can manifest as white spots, streaks, or even brown stains on the teeth. Mild cases are common even in fluoridated areas, while more severe forms are rarer. The condition raises questions about whether current fluoride levels in water are optimal or overly high. Health organizations argue that the risk of mild fluorosis is a small trade-off for widespread cavity prevention. But for parents, seeing visible signs of overexposure in their children can be concerning. Skeletal fluorosis, in contrast, is a more severe and painful condition. While it's rare in countries with regulated water systems, it does occur in places with naturally elevated fluoride levels, such as parts of India and China. Critics of water fluoridation use these cases to argue that even small amounts could accumulate and lead to bone issues over a lifetime. The neurotoxicity debate. Fluoride and brain health. One of the more contentious areas of research is the effect of fluoride on the brain. Studies conducted in regions with high natural fluoride levels have hinted at a possible connection between fluoride exposure and reduced IQ in children. A notable study published in Environmental Health Perspectives found that children in high fluoride areas scored lower on intelligence tests compared to their counterparts in areas with lower fluoride concentrations. The National Toxicology Program, NTP, has been reviewing data on fluoride's potential neurotoxic effects. Critics demand more rigorous, well-controlled research before dismissing these findings. While public health officials often argue that current fluoride levels in drinking water are safe and far below the levels that may pose risks. Adding to the complexity, some animal studies suggest that fluoride could cross the blood-brain barrier and affect neurological development. However, the extrapolation of these findings to human health is still debated. Fluoride and endocrine disruption. Fluoride's potential impact on the endocrine system, particularly the thyroid gland, has led to increased scrutiny. The thyroid gland plays a critical role in regulating metabolism, and proper thyroid function is essential for energy levels, weight management, and hormone balance. Fluoride can interfere with thyroid function, especially in people who have iodine deficiencies. Since iodine is crucial for thyroid hormone production, fluoride's presence in the body can exacerbate thyroid-related problems, leading to hypothyroidism, a condition where the thyroid gland is underactive. In some studies, individuals exposed to high levels of fluoride were more likely to suffer from hypothyroid symptoms. While this research isn't conclusive, it has raised valid concerns about whether sensitive populations might be at risk. Public health experts argue that more comprehensive studies are needed to clarify the long-term effects of fluoride on the endocrine system. Environmental impact of water fluoridation. Beyond human health concerns, the environmental impact of water fluoridation is another point of contention. When fluoride-treated water is released into the environment, it can accumulate in natural ecosystems. Aquatic life, for example, is particularly sensitive to fluoride levels. Excessive fluoride can affect the growth, reproduction, and survival of fish and other aquatic organisms. Studies have demonstrated that even relatively low concentrations of fluoride in rivers and lakes may be toxic to certain wildlife. In industrial settings where fluoride is a byproduct, the environmental consequences have been well documented. Though municipal water fluoridation occurs at much lower concentrations, environmental advocates argue that the cumulative effects should not be overlooked. Furthermore, the production and transportation of fluoride additives require energy and resources, contributing to environmental pollution. Critics of water fluoridation believe that environmental considerations should play a more significant role in policy discussions, especially as sustainable practices become a global priority. Alternatives to water fluoridation. For communities or individuals wary of water fluoridation, several alternatives are available to promote dental health. These methods focus on targeted, rather than mass, fluoride exposure, aiming to minimize potential health and environmental risks. 1. Fluoride toothpaste, one of the most effective and widely accepted alternatives. Brushing with fluoride toothpaste twice a day can reduce cavities significantly, without the need for fluoridated drinking water. 2. Fluoride varnishes and gels. Dental professionals can apply high-concentration fluoride varnishes and gels directly to the teeth. These treatments are particularly beneficial for children and high-risk individuals. 3. Diet and oral hygiene. Promoting healthy eating habits, reducing sugar intake, and encouraging regular brushing and flossing can prevent cavities without fluoride. Vitamin-rich diets can also strengthen teeth naturally. 4. Public health campaigns. Community-based education on oral health practices can have a broad impact. Providing resources like free or low-cost dental checkups and promoting dental sealants can also contribute to better dental outcomes. Some countries, like the Netherlands and Sweden, focus on preventive measures and have seen comparable, if not better, dental health outcomes without water fluoridation. The argument here is that a more holistic approach could be a safer and equally effective way to maintain dental health. Global perspectives on fluoride. In water, interestingly, the debate around water fluoridation varies significantly worldwide. While countries like the United States, Australia, and Ireland widely practice water fluoridation, many European countries such as Germany, Norway, and France have either rejected or discontinued the practice. Instead, they often rely on alternative methods like fluoride toothpaste and public education campaigns to prevent dental decay. In some regions, the decision to avoid water fluoridation is influenced by cultural values and public trust. For instance, many Europeans prefer a more natural approach to healthcare and are skeptical of mass medication practices. Conversely, in other parts of the world, especially developing countries, fluoride use is encouraged as a means to address widespread dental decay, particularly where access to dental care is limited. The disparities in dental health between fluoridated and non-fluoridated countries are less pronounced than one might expect. Critics of fluoridation use this to argue that water fluoridation may not be as essential as once thought, pointing to improved overall oral health education and access to fluoride through other means. Current policy and public opinion. Public opinion on water fluoridation is as divided as ever. In the US, while fluoridation remains the norm, numerous communities have held votes to decide whether to continue or discontinue the practice. Similar movements have emerged worldwide, with passionate advocates on both sides campaigning vigorously for their beliefs. Policy-wise, health organizations continue to support fluoridation, citing decades of research that demonstrate its safety and effectiveness. However, anti-fluoride activists argue that public health policies should be more flexible, allowing communities to opt out if a significant portion of the population is opposed. Efforts to pass laws banning water fluoridation have succeeded in some regions, while others have doubled down on expanding fluoridation programs. As more research surfaces and public awareness grows, it's clear that the fluoride debate is far from settled. Decision makers are increasingly faced with the challenge of balancing public health priorities with individual rights and environmental concerns. The role of public awareness and education. Public awareness plays a critical role in shaping opinions and policies surrounding water fluoridation. Accurate, transparent information can empower people to make informed decisions about their health. However, the sheer amount of conflicting data often leaves people confused. Organizations like the CDC and ADA invest heavily in public campaigns to educate people on the benefits of fluoridated water. Yet anti-fluoride groups also use modern platforms to raise awareness of their concerns, emphasizing studies that question the safety and efficacy of fluoridation. As a result, debates often turn emotional, with each side accusing the other of fear-mongering or spreading misinformation. The future of fluoride policy may depend on continued research and effective education that addresses both the benefits and potential risks. Encouraging dialogue, presenting data transparently, and understanding public sentiment will be crucial in moving forward. The debate on fluoride in drinking water is a complex one, shaped by a century of research, shifting scientific perspectives, and cultural attitudes. While fluoride undeniably plays a crucial role in fighting tooth decay, the concerns about its potential health and environmental impacts cannot be dismissed. What's clear is the need for ongoing, well-conducted studies to assess the long-term effects of fluoridation and explore alternative methods for dental health promotion. As communities continue to reevaluate their fluoridation policies, the balance between public health benefits and individual choice remains a focal point of the conversation. Like, share, and subscribe.